Stealing the show yet again, we reminisce on one of the most memorable nights in heavyweight history so far, as a young star in the making was soon to be crowned and become one boxing's most iconic figures.
Right away, and he gets Trevor in trouble, and he's down. He'll have that uppercut at Tyson. Catches him with a right left hook, and he goes down. His legs may be shut down, and Trevor Berwick falls back in the rope. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue. He's got the heart, but his body won't let him do what his mind wants to.
I like to dedicate my fight to my great guardian, Customato, and I'm sure he's up there and he's looking and he's talking to all the great fighters and saying his boy did it.
And smiling, that's right.
When the heat comes down, I'm the Tower Inferno. I bring the real heat.
New Zealand showdown Ahio versus Long also ended in an abrupt finish after Ahio took his second taste of defeat from Hemi, though this time it came earlier than it did in their previous encounter. It'd be a shame to see the end of Deontay if he does decide to hang up the gloves, because it's not often we come across someone who carries such entertaining characteristics, yet also is able to pull off such astonishing stoppages with unique one-punch power.
And that Deontay Wilder picks up his 26th knockout in his 26th pro bout.
Since his loss to White back in 2017, Robert Helenius had been working his way back up the ladder to become the contender he once was, though that run of wins was soon halted the night he fought Gerald Washington, after he was wiped out by a single punch. Set for great things, Audley Harrison's career turned out to be anything but what most had expected. Though putting the list of unfortunate losses to one side, his emphatic redemption win over Michael Sprott sealed a clear conclusion to their thrilling two-fight ordeal.
Was excellent in there. He was courageous. He caught me with some beautiful shots. But I think I showed in there a lot of heart and determination that people said I didn't have.
David Tua's trainer, Kevin Barry, says of his fighter that he is the biggest wasted talent, the biggest underachiever in the heavyweight division.
When we think of heavyweight sensations, Samoan wrecking ball David Tua was clearly up there with the likes of Iron Mike. And though he didn't manage to get the same level of credibility and recognition, his knockout streaks continued to echo for over 2 decades.
Early, more ribcage, down goes Moore. I said Moore leading the end.
He's not moving at all. It's over with.
I'm a friend of Michael's from before. I'm always going to be his friend tonight. It was strictly business, nothing personal.
Though hitting and moving did work to some extent in the beginning, overall, it was Vlad's failure to prevent Purity from coming forward the entire fight that caught up with him by the latter rounds, after the pressure soon revealed cracks in his defense, causing a shocking upset.
Große Entscheidung.
I step right over you. I walk this earth like a god.
Proceeding to elevate the sport and revive the heavyweight division along with other big names, Joshua soon became a global boxing icon with his fan-friendly style and persona. Though with that being said, The night he stepped in with Charles Martin, his kindness was clearly mistaken for weakness.
There's still a minute 40 left in this second round. And he's down again. And Joshua on the brink here strolls into the corner as if to say job done. And Martin looks like he's been wrecked. Britain has a new world heavyweight champion.
Barely making it back to his feet, Kaunaki's early knockdown of Gerald Washington deemed another satisfying win to his resume.
Washington is down. Kaunatsky.
As he put the icing on the cake moments later.
This is knocked down. Here comes Kaunatsky.
They're stopping him. Has no defense whatsoever.
Over 250 pounds.
Head-to-head, champion and challenger. But who really fits the bill as Lennox Lewis and Shannon Briggs weigh in for their World Heavyweight title showdown?
Heated from the outburst, Briggs' fire from the first bell led Lewis into some serious trouble.
There, Briggs almost knocks the champion down. Shannon Briggs believing that he has hurt Lewis on the attack.
However, using his sharper boxing skills and equally matched power, he managed to overcome the initial onslaught to stop his opponent in formidable style.
And that will be it. Shannon Briggs will not get up from that. Well, he proves me wrong.
And that's all. Yeah. Good enough. Good enough. And let me tell you, for boxing, that was a must-have fight. This guy, Shannon Briggs, supplied to us boxing fans what we needed. When you're out, get up anyway.
What a mean face. That would scare me. And he's been staring at Reddick while they've been walking around the ring. I don't know whether he's scared or not. It would scare me.
It's hard to argue with this one being possibly the most terrifying on our list, as Ruddock surprisingly went in as an underdog against former champion Michael Dokes the night he brutally stunned and stopped him in the fourth.
Performance by Razor Ruddock. This is the best young heavyweight prospect I've seen in years, Sam. Strong, good hard punching.
Two left hooks knocked out Michael Dokes. He is down right in front of us and out cold.
Equally as shocking, Mike's endless run of destruction continued at full speed throughout the 80s. And not showing any signs of slowing down soon, Frazier unfortunately became the next in line to suffer terrifying beatdown stoppage.
Uppercut, and Marvis is hurt.
And he's going to stop the fight. It did not last 20 seconds. Tyson goes over to take a look at Marvis Frazier, obviously quite concerned. A terrific uppercut.
Did you have any fear for this fight, and how do you deal with that fear?
Well, I use the fear to reflect it on my opponent. Because fear I use as my friend. It's my friend. If I don't have it, I don't fight.
In theory, technical knockouts can be just as worse, if not worse, than a clean one-punch finish, as the repetitive damage over and over simply makes for a worse effect in the long run.
He's badly hurt. He doesn't even know where he is. Ortiz.
It's
This
over.
is a set.
Watch.
Battering. Martin on the ropes.
Trying to stop this. Martin ain't making it out of this round.
A lot of time left. County. No, that's it.
It's over.
That's it.
Martin backing up a little bit and then drops the left hand right on the temple. That's what gave him the funky chicken legs. He didn't know where he was at right there. He's still looking at me. You know, and there's something called protect yourself at all times. Well, no, he was incapable of doing it. Right.
After their first encounter ended in such dramatic circumstances,
What a shot from Alexander. The backhand. Running strong. Dillian White.
Can we get rematch at December? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Dylan White's vow for redemption came 7 months later, after the urge to put his mishap with Alexander Povetkin to bed.
And now he's in big trouble. And down goes Povetkin. And it is over. And it is personal redemption. As Dillian White gets it right this time around. He asked for the immediate rematch.
Meanwhile, Dillon's most known rival had previously gained one of the biggest and baddest knockout victories of his career, facing Polish southpaw Artur Szpilka, who at first caused Del Boy all sorts of problems, to then later pull off a bittersweet turnaround.
How satisfying is it once again to prove that there's more in the tank?
Hey, listen, you know, age is nothing but a number, bro.
We begin the evening 10 rounds. Great rounds in the heavyweight division.
Rodney Hernandez was one of few journeymen that managed to pull off the stops the night he fought Iwa Rime, as his 12-7 record didn't seem to mean much in terms of being a heavy underdog when he emphatically ended the night one round in.
Hernandez.
And he's wiping off his feet. I don't know.
Let's see how the count staggered.
It ain't go longer. It ain't go much longer. Wow.
You see the weight advantage for Mathis Jr., the reach for Buster Mathis Jr., but the power is not there. The power belongs to Mike Tyson.
Fight fans will rarely get bored of seeing Tyson tear up the heavyweight scene. And looking back to a period in time in which Mike had just been released from prison, his hunger for ring dominance seemed to pick up once again, as Buster Mathis Jr. became the next victim to face an even badder version of Mike.
Oh, he got a right uppercut, another right uppercut, and down goes Mathis.
Stepped off and around and ripped that uppercut to where Mathis was ducking right into it. It's on. He's going for the title now. He's undertaking the hard road to glory, to the undisputed championship of the world.
Overachiever Dave Allen was certainly a character that never failed to capture the attention of the British public. And though his boxing ability did shy heavily of world level, his one-punch punching power didn't fail to impress on more than one occasion.
Difference between this one and me, what I say I mean, and I mean what I say. I'm about to put him down.
A second serving of the Bronze Bomber next, after his unanimous decision to Berman's Tavern back in 2015 didn't sit comfortably. His urge to fix the unwanted glitch in his record soon came apparent 2 years on, destroying the Haitian in one round flat. In the 90s, Mike wasn't the only one to shine under the bright lights. When former cruiserweight sensation Evander Holyfield proved to be a talent at heavyweight too, especially after knocking out Douglas the following fight to Tyson's loss.
What a shot by Evander Holyfield. It was a twisting right, and down went Douglas. The new heavyweight champion of the world, and his name is Evander Holyfield.
And how much more unlikely could this scenario be?
How many times in the past did you think you'd get an opportunity like this again after you lost to Lewis?
I knew I'd get a chance because I knew all I had to do was stay busy and fight my way back to the top. It was a hard road back, but I did it. I'm here.
6 years on from his collision with Lewis, Shannon the Cannon was still racking up a sizable amount of knockouts to his name. And in his lackluster performance against Lajkovic, he surprisingly turned the tables to pull off a fortunate stoppage in the 12th.
The right down goes Lajovic through the ropes. Can Lajovic make it to the end? Oh, look out, Lajovic down through the ropes onto the It's all over. Bobby Ferrer is waving it off. Ferrer is waving it off. And
as soon as you think that you're safe, I'm still in the race, so don't fall asleep.
In the first real test of his career, Joshua took a huge leap of faith from his previous level of opposition. In attempting to become a unified heavyweight champion for the vacant belts, he managed to gain a seat-grabbing stoppage after he'd come close to being stopped himself.
Let's go! It's Sasso trying to survive, but Anthony Joshua touched him again! What fitness, what heart from Klitschko, but the fight has been stopped! Lift off for AJ!
Oh dear, it's the left eye and he's gone down. He's gone down with a jab right on that damaged left eye.
Being dealt a questionable loss from Joyce Pryor did raise questions of concern about Dubois' willpower and mentality. However, since then, he's come back with even more taste for destruction and chaos, plowing through the likes of an undefeated Trevor Bryan in his second comeback win.
Trevor Bryan, there's a great shot from Daniel Dubois. That's it. He's face down on the canvas. Dubois detonates the dynamite onto the chin of Trevor Bryan. He's not going to beat the count. Daniel Dubois is the WBA regular heavyweight champion of the world.
John Big Bang Gillette.
And finally, topping off the bill, we can't miss out the Big Bang from China, with Zhilei Zhang's Fists of Fury, unleashing havoc amongst the boxing world on multiple occasions.
That is the right hand that I was talking about. Alexander was out before he even hit the canvas. Left hand, it could come from any angle, and you can see right down the pipe. Doesn't waste anything with it.